Hello guys. I hope it has been a long holiday and it has been quite hectic on my side. I've been waking up at 6 and also finishing my work at 6 p.m. That is waking up at 6 a.m., finishing some of my work at 6 p.m. So it has been so hectic. In fact, I've not even enjoyed this bit of the holiday. So it has not given me much of the time for the video production because it has to take a lot of time. You don't just release a video. It has to take a lot of time, video editing and all that kind of stuffs. So I'm really apologizing for receiving the assignments late. I'm going to try as much as possible so as to make them as short as possible, but try to look for the 8 videos within the YouTube. So I'm also trying to work with the YouTube so as to improve all the video qualities and also maybe try to bring in new members into the program. Otherwise, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscription. Just continue subscribing. For those who have not subscribed to my video clips, please try as much as possible to subscribe so that each and every release of the video, you will be the first one to obtain it. Otherwise, thank you and welcome to today's assignment. To show his excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation, called for to show his excellence. All I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. I know who God says I am, what he says I am, where he says I'm at. I know who I am, I know who God says I am, what he says I am, where he says I'm at. I know who I am, I'm working in power. Okay, I would like us to start from example 1. In our example 1, we have the first question, and the first question reads that without using logarithm table, you are supposed to evaluate the above shown sum. So just a minute, let me pick my pen. Okay, so the number that you're supposed to evaluate here is 384.16 times 0.0625, and then everything divided by 96.04. So we are supposed to evaluate this using without using the mathematical tables. So the first thing that we are going to do, okay, the whole of this sum is under the square root. So what you are going to do is that you are going to first of all remove the decimal places. And how are you going to remove the decimal places? You are going to see the number of decimal places that are on the numerator side. So when I look at what we have here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just so we have 6 decimal places on the numerator side, but we only have 2 on the denominator side. So what are you going to do? So what you are going to do is that we are going to pick a number which has got 60, which has the highest number of decimal places, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one will be a million. So this million will be multiplied. We'll use it to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. So when you multiply the numerator with a million and also the denominator with a million, it means that we are going to remove the decimal places. So it means that these decimal places will move 1, 2. So as you move the decimal places, you cancel the zeros. The zeros are cancelled. Okay. So we'll be cancelling the zeros as we remove the decimal places. Okay. So So we'll find that all the zeros on the numerator side will go, and then we'll only have 2 on the denominator side going. So after that we'll have 38,416 times 625 over 9604 times 10,000. So if we work out these, we can express them in power form, so that we don't show that you're using the calculator. So if you express these into not standard form but in the power form, so this is the same as 2 raised to power 4 times 7 raised to power 4, and then 625 is the same as 5 raised to power 4. Same to 9604 times 10,000, we'll have 2 raised to power 2 times 7 raised to power 4, and then times 10 raised to power 4. So if you're supposed to get their square root here, we'll only pick a half of the powers. So half of the power of 2 is 2, so here we are going to have 2 raised to power 2. Half of the power of 7 is 7 raised to power 2, and then half of the power of 4 here is still 5 raised to power 2. So you'll find that when you look at on the lower side also, we'll have this one, which is 2 raised to power 2, or we can first of all cancel these using the indices, the laws of indices. So when you look at the law of indices, we are having 7 raised to power 4 here, 7 raised to power 4. So these and these the 2 will cancel. These 2 will cancel out. Okay, so those 2 will cancel out. Now once they cancel out, then you are going to have 2 raised to power 4, and then on the denominator side we also have 2 raised to power 2. So 2 raised to power 4 divided by 2 raised to power 2 is the same as 4 minus 2, which is 2 raised to power 2. Okay, so we'll have here 2 raised to power 2, and then 5 raised to power 4 will remain where it is, and then on the denominator side we'll also have 10 raised to power 4. So if we get the square root of these numbers here, we are going to multiply the power by a half. So half of 2 is 1, which is here. Half of 4 is 2, which is here. Okay, and then at the same time half of 4 is also 2. So 10 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 1, 5 raised to power 2. So if you multiply these two, we have 5 squared, which is 25. 25 times 2 is 50. So 10 raised to power 2 is also 100. So we'll have 50 over 100. Of course, if you divide 50 divided by 100, you get 0.5. So our answer now becomes 0.5. 0.5. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, so this is the answer, and if that's the answer, therefore this one is correct. Sorry for that. Okay, then we can move to the next question, which is question number 1, which you're supposed to write down. So for your assignment, you write this one down. You write question number 1, without using logarithm tables, evaluate the square root of 384.16 times 0.1875, everything divided by 288.12. Okay, so that's the assignment for the first question. You can write that one down, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so let's look at example 2. So why do you have here in our example 2? So in our example 2, you can see here we have 2x minus 2, everything over 6x squared minus x minus 12. Then you're supposed to divide this by x minus 1 over 2x minus 3. So this is just an example. So let's see how we're supposed to go about this. Now it's very simple. Now what we can do is we can have the two parts. Okay, so I'll start by solving 2x minus 2 over x squared minus x minus 12. Okay, so now if we are supposed to work out this the denominator for this one. So these are quadratic expression, of course. And when you're working quadratic expression, what you are going to do is that you are going to look for the product P. So the product P. So this product will be equal to, so the product will be equal to 6 times negative 36. So this one will give me 6 times negative 12, or 6 times negative 12. So 6 times negative 12 gives us negative 72. So we'll have negative 70. Oh, so let me pick my rubber. Wow. So, okay. So we are supposed to have negative 72. Yes, so negative 72. So that's the product. And then we are also supposed to have the sum. So in our case here, the sum will be negative 1. So our sum will be negative 1. So we are going to look for two numbers, which if you multiply, you get negative 72. If you add them, you get negative 1. So which numbers are those ones? Let me think about these two numbers. So, okay, the two numbers are negative 9 and 8. Of course, if I multiply negative 9 times 8, what do I get? I get negative 72, of course. Now, if I add negative 9 plus 8, I'll get negative 1. So, this expression now will change. The middle here changes now to 6x squared minus 9x plus 8x minus 12. So there's nothing that I've changed here. I've only introduced some two numbers, which will still take me back to where I was, which is negative x. So negative 9x plus 8x will still take me back to negative x, of course. So the reason why I've introduced this is to enable me to factorize what is within the denominator. Are you getting that? So now if I factorize this, I'll look for can I talk of the greatest common divisor of 6x squared and 9x, which will be outside the bracket. So that is none other than 3x. So if I put 3x outside the bracket, then I introduce the bracket here. So 3x will go into 6x. How many x squared? How many times? That is 2x. Okay. Then minus 3x goes into 9x. How many times? Also 3 times. So then I enclose the bracket. Now once I've enclosed the bracket, and I will introduce my sum plus, then I will also look for a common divisor that is going to divide 8 and 12. Okay, so that is 4. So 4 outside the bracket, which is 2x minus 3. So by doing this, I shall have now done the denominator side. Okay, then I can go and also look at what I have in the numerator. So here we have 2x minus 2. So the common divisor here is 2. 2 can go here, 2 can also go here. So I'll take that 2 outside the bracket so that I can have 2 into bracket x minus 1. Then I enclose the bracket. So I have already factorized the numerator and the denominator. Okay, then there's this divide by. So when you are dividing, you simply change, you reciprocate the second part. So if I reciprocate x minus 1 over 2x minus 3, it will turn into 2x minus 3 over x minus 1. Okay, so this one, if I cancel, of course, x minus 1, I can cancel this. Oh, yes. So this one goes here, 1. And then I can also cancel this one here. Because they go here. So 1. So x minus 1 cancels with x minus 1. Then I'm now remaining with these 2. Then I can also see this 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. Oh, these 2 can also cancel. This one goes here, 1. Okay. Here it also goes here, 1. So what am I going to remain with? On the numerator side, I'm going to remain with 2 times 1, which is 2. And then on the denominator side, also I'm going to remain with 3x plus 4. You can see 3x plus 4. So our answer now becomes 2 over 3x plus 4. And that's the correct answer. You get a tick for that. Now, let me wrap these. Let me wrap this one so that I can give you an assignment on this question. Okay, let's look at the assignment on this question. Let's look at the assignment on this question. Let me pick. Let me return to, okay. Now the assignment, there we go. Assignment question number 2. Simplify 3x minus 3, okay, everything divided by 3x squared plus 6x plus 3 divided by x minus 1, 3x plus 3. So that's the equation. You can write that, then do it. There we go. Example 3. In our example 3, we have this. A commercial bank buys and sells Japanese yen in Kenyan shillings at the rate shown below. So the bank does the business of buying and selling. And that's something that you know, of course. You see, the banker is the one that is trading to make profits, not individuals. Individuals can only, the bank can only sell to them, or the bank can buy from them, because it's the bank that wants to do the business. So it has to buy the foreign currency and then at the same time sell the foreign currency so as to make profit. So at times when you come across such a question, please try and think. Don't just start working out. You think it in that way. Just take the bank as the reference point and you'll always get it right. Now we have Japanese tourist. Okay, so the buying rates for the bank is 0.5024, then the selling is 0.54446, and you can see the difference here. This slight margin, or the selling is slightly above the buying. You can see that, so it means that this bank is going to make some profit. And don't just look at it as if it's a small amount of money. Imagine millions of people doing the exchange rates. This bank will make a lot of money. So I have a Japanese tourist at the end of his tour of Kenya was left with 30,000 Kenyan shillings. Then this 30,000, this person converted it to Japanese yen through commercial bank. So how many Japanese yen did this person, do you think, will get? Oh, that's very simple. Now let's see. Now when you are working out this example, this is how we are going to go about it. So we'll say that the number of yen, so if 1 Japanese yen is equivalent to 0.5446, okay, what about 30,000? So it's as simple as that. Okay, now what you're supposed to be keen of is are we going to use the selling? Are we going to use the buying? So these are tourists at the end of his tour of Kenya was left with 30,000, and this person wanted to convert this to Japanese yen. So if he wants to convert this to Japanese yen, then it means that the bank will sell to this person. Okay, don't start saying that this person is going to buy and then you start using the buying. Hey, that one, my friend, you'll be done. So what you're supposed to do here is that you take the bank as the reference point. Are we together? Take the bank as the reference point. So it is the bank that does the business. So if this person is in need of a foreign currency, then the bank will sell to him. So therefore, we're going to use 0.54446. Are we together? Okay. So if you take 30,000 times 1, everything divided by 0.5446, then we're going to have 55,086 Japanese yen. Now the assignment which I would like you to do is as follows. A commercial bank buys and sells US dollars in Kenyan shillings at the rates shown below. Okay, so we have the buying at 105.25 Kenyan shillings, of course. Then the selling is at 105.75 Kenyan shillings. Now we have this person, an American tourist, at the end of his tour of Kenya was left with what? 100,000 shillings, which he converted to US dollars through the commercial bank. So how many US dollars is this person going to get? Wow, that's very simple. You just do it the same way we did the other one, okay? And then you'll be done. So that's the third assignment for the Form 2s. So let's go to question number 4. So in question number 4, it's very simple. You can see that very simple question. Example 4. So the figure below represents a circle of diameter 14 centimeters with a sector subtending an angle of 60 degrees at the center. Okay, calculate the area of the sector. Okay, so we have a sector that is subtending an angle of 60 degrees. Oh, and when you look at this one is subtending more than 60. But this other one, it is 60. So it is this one. Okay, so that's the sector. So now I want us to work out this. But first of all, can you please digest the question? Don't just do the question without understanding the question. Okay, so just go through the question before we start doing it. Okay, now let's look at how this question should be done. How should we go about this question? Okay, now for us to go through this question, we are going to say this. So we know that area of a sector is given by theta over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, so this, why do you take theta over 360? Of course, theta over 360, because we are only dealing with a section of the circle. Of course, we know that the angle subtended at the center of a circle is 360, but now we are only concerned about a section of a certain angle that the part of a circle subtends, and that is 60 degrees, and therefore we are going to take theta over 360 instead of 360 over 360, which is a whole circle, because the area of a circle is pi r squared. 360 over 360 is 1. So I'll simply say that the area of a circle is pi r squared. But because I'm only dealing with a section of that circle, then I'll go for 60 over 360 times 22 over 7 times 7 squared, which would give me 25.67 square centimeters square as the area. So you can see how simple it is. Okay, now the assignment for question number 4 reads: the figure below represents a circle of diameter 21 centimeters with a sector subtending an angle of 45 degrees at the center. Calculate the area of the sector. So that's very simple. You can go about it, just work it out, write it down, then you start working it out. Okay. Number 5. In question number 5 there, you can see equation of a straight line, which is a very common question. Okay, so these are example number 5. In example number 5, we have a perpendicular to the line negative 4x plus 3 is equal to y passes through the point negative 8, 5. Determine its equation. Okay, first of all, I can write this equation in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. Now if I want to write it that way, I'll start with y. So y is equal to negative 4x plus 3. So when I write it this way, then it means that the gradient of this line is negative 4. But now a line that is perpendicular to it, I'll also obtain its gradient by using the formula m1 times m2 is equal to negative 1. So I already have my m1 as negative 4. So if I want m2, I'll simply take the reciprocal of this one, then multiply it by negative 1, which will give me 1 over 4. So m2 is 1 over 4. By the way, it's very simple that way. Once you've got the gradient of one of the lines, don't go about substituting. Just take the reciprocal of that line, then multiply by negative 1, then you're done. Okay, so that one means that the second gradient will be a quarter. So now this is 1 over 4. Then I've also been given a point through which they pass through. So a perpendicular to the line that passes through negative 8 and 5. So I'll have another point xy somewhere, so that I can form equation, because I already have the gradient as 1 over 4. So I'll have y minus 5, then x minus 8. So minus 8 changes to plus. So I'll have x plus 8 is equal to the gradient, which is 1 over 4. Then I cross multiply these and these. Cross multiply this one, then cross multiply this. So if you cross multiply these, I'll have 4y minus 20. Of course, 4 times y is 4y. 4 times negative 5 is minus 20 is equal to x plus 8. Okay, so then I'll have to take this 20 the other side. So if I take 20 the other side, I'll have 4y is equal to x plus 20 plus 8. So this one will give me 4y is equal to x plus 28. So if I divide both sides by 4, I'll have y is equal to 1 over 4x plus 28 goes into 4 goes into 28 7 times. So I'll have y is equal to 1 over 4x plus 7. So that one now gives me the answer, which is so I have that as the answer. Y is equal to 1 over 4x plus 7. Okay, so the assignment for question number 5. The assignment reads, a perpendicular to the line negative 3x plus 3 is equal to y passes through the point negative 3, 4. Determine its equation. So you can write down this one and then you work it out. Very simple question. Okay. Then we can now move to example 6. So in example 6 is a simultaneous equation. So we have the mass of 6 similar art books and 4 similar biology books is 7.2 kilograms. So the mass of 2 such art books and 3 such biology book is 3.4 kilograms. Find the mass of 1 art book and mass of 1 biology book. So this is a simultaneous equation. So this is a simultaneous equation which I'm going to solve. So we can solve it together. So we can say that let the mass of each art book be x and the mass of biology book be y. So that now 6 will be 6x, then 4 will be 4y, will give us a total of 7.2 kilograms. Then we also have two art books, which is 2x, and then 3, which is 3y, will give us a total of 3.4. So we shall have formed the two equations, and when you form those two equations like that, then you earn some marks for doing that. Just 1 mark, not that much. Then we can now solve them. So we are going to solve them using elimination method. So when you're solving using elimination method, this is how we go about it. So we have 6x plus 4y is equal to 7.2. Then we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 3.4. When you want to eliminate, it means that you have to get similar values. Like for example, here I want to eliminate the x's. But now what do I have? I have 6x and I also have 2x. So it means I have to make these two look similar. But now how am I going to do that? Then I'll get the LCM of 2 and the LCM of 6. Of course, the LCM of 2 and 6 will still be 6. Then I write it somewhere there. Then I'll say 6 goes into 6 how many times? 1 time. So the whole of this equation I'll multiply by 1. Then I also say that 2 goes into 6 how many times? 3 times. So the whole of this equation also multiply by 3. So if you do that, we'll have 6x plus 9y. So 9y is equal to 10.2. That is for the lower part. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times 3 is 9y. 3 times 3.4 is 10.2. So I've just interchanged them. Then the upper one comes down here so that I can have 1 times 6 is 6x, 1 times 4y is 4y, 1 times 7.2 is 7.2. So the reason why I've interchanged them is so as to avoid negative, so that when I'll be subtracting, I'll not have negative in my equations. Sometimes working with negative sometimes becomes quite complicated. So that's why I've just tried to interchange them. So don't be worried. You can as well use the negative. There's no problem. You see, maths is has got so many ways. There are so many ways, of killing a rat. We normally believe that in maths, but now, do we only kill a rat? We kill maths. Okay, so we have 5y is equal to 3. So now, what will be my y? Y will be, divide both sides by 5, y will be 0.6 kilograms. Okay, then 2x plus 3y is equal to 3.4. So since I have y to be 0.6, I'll introduce it where there's y, I put 0.6. So this one will be 2x plus 3 times 0.6 is equal to 3.4. So of course, if you multiply these, you'll get 2x is equal to 3.4. Then take this the other side, we'll have 1.8. So 2x is equal to 1.6. Divide both sides by 2, you'll get 0.8. Okay, so it means that the art has 0.6 kilogram, but biology book has 0.8 kilogram. So that's an example. Then we can look at the assignment for that. So you can work out this assignment, of course. Okay, let me first of all wrap this so that you avoid confusion. Now, a clothes dealer sold 3 shirts and 2 trousers for 840 shillings, and then 4 shirts and 5 trousers for 1,680 Kenyan shillings. Find the cost of 1 shirt and the cost of 1 trouser. So you can work out this one. So these are very simple questions. Just try to understand it and then work it out. Thank you. Now let's go to example 7. So we are going to example 7. Now in our example 7 reads that a man walks directly from point A towards the foot of a tall building. So this tall building is 240 meters away from where the man starts walking. Now, after this man has walked towards the tall building, and he has covered 180 meters, you observe that the angle of top of the building is 45 degrees. So that is the angle of elevation, of course, which is always equal to angle of depreciation. So determine the angle of elevation of the top of the building from point A. So now we are going to look at it from point A. So how do we go about this example? So first of all, if you're a good student, you'll try to sketch out this. Okay, so when I look at my sketch, you'll see. So this is my building, this is the top of the building, and then this man will start from this point A and then walks towards the foot of the building. So from this point A, I don't know the angle. Then after this man has walked up to 180 meters, then you realize that the angle is 45. So the angle of his observation is 45, meaning he has to raise his eyes at 45 degrees. Okay, so this is the angle of elevation. So with my 45, and then this side I'll be remaining with 60. Why? Because I'll take 240, which is from here to here, then subtract 180, then I'll get 60 meters. So this 60 meters and this 180. So tan of 45 degrees, from this question, tan 45 will give me, I can let this one be h. So maybe this one, let's call it h. Now if it is h that way, so I've used nope. So let me rub these. I'm going to use, maybe let me change the size. Then I delete these. So this is all about technology. So it's all about technology. So this is h. Okay. Now that's h. Now if this is my h, the distance here, so I'll have tan of 45, which is equal to h over 60. Then you cross multiply this, you'll have 60 times tan 45. So you'll find that h is 60. Because if you take 60 times tan of 45, it is still 60. Tan of 45 is 1. So you'll have 60 meters. So if I have 60 meters as my h, already here I have 60. Okay, so this one is already 60, of course. Oh, now this is 60. Now let me rub this first. So okay, so my h, I've said, is is 60. Yes, so h is 60 there. So I'll have, for me to get this angle from where this person began, so I'll have tan of alpha. I've just represented this to be alpha as the angle. Tan of alpha will be opposite, which is 60, over the whole length, which is 240. So I'll get alpha to be 14.04. So if you calculate, you get that one as your answer. So you can also try this. You can try this one. You can also try this. A man walks directly from point B towards the foot of a tall building 180 meters away. After covering 100 meters, he observed that the angle of top of the building is 60 degrees. Determine the angle of elevation of the top of the building from B. So you can also work out that as your assignment for question number 7. Now let's look at question number 8. Example 8. Now in example 8, we have this expression, x minus 1 over x minus 2x plus 1 over 3x. Hence solve the equation. So once we've done this, then we'll have to solve this one. So what are you going to do? Let's first of all simplify this. So I know that x and 3x, the LCM is 3x. So I'll say x goes into 3x how many times? X times, of course. X goes into 3x how many times? 3 times. So the whole of these I'll multiply by 3. So 3 into bracket x minus 1. Then minus, then I'll say 3x goes into 3x how many times? 1 times. So the whole of this is multiplying by 1, which is just the same as leaving it the way it is. So if you work out this, we'll have 3 times x, which is 3x, 3 times 1, which is 3, then negative 1. So I'll assume here to be 1. Or let me just put it to be 1. Yeah. So we'll have something like, we'll have 1 there. Let me just try this. So this is -1, of course. So if we have -1 times 2x is -2x, -1 times 1 is -1. So we'll have 3x minus 2x, which is x, and then we have -3 minus 1, which is still -4. So the denominator remains to be 3x. So we shall have simplified x over x minus 4 over 3x. So we've already solved this. Then we are being told that this one is equivalent to 2 over 3. So I'll equate it to 2 over 3. So if I equate this one to 2 over 3, I'll have x minus 4 over 3x is equal to 2 over 3. So I'll cross multiply these. Okay, I'll cross multiply these. So if you cross multiply that one, we'll have 3 into x minus 4 is equal to 2 into bracket 3x. So if you open up the bracket, you'll have 3 times x, which is 3x, minus 12 is equal to 6x. So 3x minus 12x is the same as, you cannot work it out. So what I'll do, I'll take -12 this other side and then 6x this other side. So I'll have 3x minus 6x because it has come this side, which will give me -3x, and then -12, you take it this side, becomes +12. So if you divide both sides by -3, okay, both sides by -3, so you'll find that this -3 will cancel with this -3. So you'll have x is equal to 12 divided by 3, and divide by -3, I mean divide by -3. So -3 goes here 1, here -3 goes here -4. Okay, it goes there -4. That's why my answer is what? -4. I'm rubbed using. Okay, so let's proceed to the assignment. Yes, assignment. Very, very important. Very, very important. So the assignment for question number 8 reads as follows. Simplify the expression y minus 2 over y minus 2y plus 1 over 4y. Hence solve the equation y minus 2 over y minus 2y plus 1 over 4y is equal to 2 over 3. So that is the assignment. Let's look at example 9. So in our example 9, we have a cylindrical water tank is a diameter 7 meters and a height 2.8 meters. Find the capacity of the water in liters, and then 6 members of the family use 15 liters per day. Each day 80 liters are used for cooking and washing, and further 60 liters are wasted. So find the number of complete days a full tank of water will last the family. So that's question number 9. So how do we go about this? First of all, we'll have to work out the volume for the tank. So volume is given by pi r squared times height. So we'll have 22 over 7 times 3.5 times 3.5 times 2.8, which will give us 107.8 meters. So in terms of capacity, this one, if you change into meters, into liters, you multiply it by 1,000. So if you multiply this by 1,000, 1 0 will go, then the rest of the zeros will remain, which is 107,800 liters. Now, the water that is being used here, we can calculate. So we have 6 members of the family that use 15 liters per day. Each day, 80 liters are used for cooking. Okay. So if you add it, we'll have 6 times the 15 plus 80, which is used, plus 60. So this family will end up using 230 liters. So if we have a volume of 107,800 and they are using 230, so it means that how many number of days will these people use it? So you divide it by 230, you get 468.7 days. So the complete days will be 468, not 469, because it will not reach, if this water was supposed to be used, it will not reach the 469th day. So it only end at 468 days. Since we want the number of complete days that this water will take, so we'll go for 468 days. So let's move to the next. to the assignment. So for your assignment, you'll do this. A cylindrical water tank is of diameter 14 meters and a height of 20 meters. Find the capacity of water tank in liters, and then 6 members of the family uses 10 liters per day. Each day 50 liters are used for cooking and washing, and further 30 liters are wasted. So find the number of complete days a full tank of water will last the family. So you can write that one down and then you work it out. Then example 10. In our example 10, we are finishing with integers. So in integers, we have in the numerator side negative 8 divided by 2 plus 12 times 9 minus 4 times 6. Everything divided by 56 divided by 7 times 2. So if you work out these, we'll have the numerator side. So when you are arranging your work, always try to arrange your work this way. Work out the numerator, work out the denominator, and then you put them together. Maybe if you divide your space into 3, we'll have one side for numerator, one side for denominator, and then the last side will be the answer. Okay, though I've only divided into 2. Even if you divide it into 2, there's no problem, as long as your work is flowing and well arranged. So that's very, very important, because most students normally mess here. Now, we have the numerator. On the numerator, we have negative 8 divided by 2 plus 12 times 9 minus 4 times 6. So we use board mass. So division comes first. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4 plus 12 times 9 minus 4 times 6. Then multiplication. So negative 4 plus 12 times 9 is 108 minus 4 times 6 is minus 24. Okay, so our answer is 80 for the numerator side. For the denominator side, we have 56 divided by 7 times 2. So this one is 8. Of course, if you divide 56 by 7, you get 8. Then multiply by 2, you get 16. So numerator over denominator, we have 80 divided by 16, which is 5. So our answer now becomes 5, which is okay. So let's look at the assignment for these. So assignment for this question reads negative 16 divided by 2 plus 6 times 9 minus 5 times 6. Everything divided by 48 divided by 6 times 2. Okay, so you can work out that. So this one marks the end of our Form 2 tutorial and assignment. Thank you very much. Check for the next video. That is video 2. Okay, because of time, we are going to have short videos, therefore stay tuned until you do the 8th video.